So now we're in the grounds. I skipped sneaking past everybody because it's the same every time. And I have decided to check something that was written in the guide I had for the game about the gnome throwing minigame being available during the night when you go to the lake. That information turned out to be bullshit.
Really?
Well, they're not there. So yes, that information is in fact bullshit. The gnomes will still be in the game. However, you have to wait until like the post-game portion of all of the mini games and whatnot. But yeah, they're supposed to be here, but they're not. I'll be showing it off. Don't worry. However, I am like I said before, I'm not 100%ing this game because some of the things they have you do are a little bit, well, no. I could put a little bit more effort and 100% it, but the only thing you get for collecting all of the cards is one extra card.
And your reward is a card.
Yeah, it's a little bit like in the PC version. I did 100% everything because it was fun to do, and also there was a really cool level that you got as a reward for doing so. So this is why I went out of my way to do that. In this one, I collect almost everything, and I at least show where it's supposed to, where the rest is supposed to be. But yeah, don't expect it to be 100% playthrough.
Bad business, Hagrid. A very bad business indeed. Things have gone far enough. As chairman of the school governors, I've simply got to act and send you away.
Away? Away to where? No, not the wizard prison. Not Azkaban.
I'm afraid so. A dreadful thing, Dumbledore. As of this moment, you are suspended as headmaster of Hogwarts.
If the governors want my removal, Lucius, I shall of course step aside.
No!
However, you will find that I will only truly have left this school when none here are loyal to me. You will also find that help will always be given at Hogwarts to those who ask for it.
Of course, if anyone wanted to find out some stuff, all they'd have to do would be to follow the spiders. That'd lead them right. That's the key to the whole thing. And that's all I'm saying.
Come along now, Hagrid. We don't want to keep the Dementors waiting now, do we?
All right, I'm coming.
Smooth.
I think this is also the only, like, one of the only spinning things that you find.
Yeah.
Because like all of the other ones just lie on the ground. And here we're gonna get to one of my least favorite levels in this whole game.
Azkaban.
No, that's not here. It's the Forbidden Forest. It's the place with all of the spiders. And spiders are hard to deal with.
Can we burn the forest?
We can burn the spiders.
Good enough.
This place is also incredibly confusing because the level is rather large.
Incendio!
Because the level is rather large and kind of samey when it comes to like the textures. You can a lot of times you can hardly tell where the ground ends and where's... Did you see how much health did that thing take?
Yeah, Jesus.
And it gets pretty ridiculous with like how many there are. And I have just about every card you can get at this point in the game.
Imagine if someone didn't go out of their way to collect a bunch of cards, they'd be dead in like 2 hits.
Yeah, and that's what the potions are for. And here I was like, oh, I was supposed to go that direction. Or this direction. Actually, it doesn't really matter. This one's more important because you get a card, and that other direction does not have anything extra aside from a few more spiders.
Gross.
So the more straightforward way is actually the one you should be going. I do get confused at a certain point in this level, and I'm not cutting it out simply because I don't know how I would cut it out and still and keep it like, you know, make it less confusing
Right.
than it already is. And the worst part is in some of the later parts of this level, the spiders will respawn.
Jesus.
Yeah, this is pretty ridiculous. However, thankfully, they did think that the spiders are a little bit too dangerous, and so they scatter those bushes around everywhere. So you can replenish your HP with, like, you know, with the cauldron cakes, and they
Right.
also hide a lot of chests with frogs.
Well, there's that at least.
Yeah, and like, I mean, it's hard, but it's not like impossible hard. Like there are attempts at balancing it, which still does not change the fact that this level is confusing and a little bit chaotic. As the auto-aiming in this version of the game isn't the greatest. This is one thing
Right.
the GameCube version does a lot better. The auto-aiming system is it just snaps in a lot better. However, at the same time, you know, as I said before, the camera in the GameCube version's worse. So considering how rarely you actually have to deal with fighting enemies, yeah, I would say I would still say stick with this version, even if the targeting is squirrely. Because, you know, aside from this level, you don't really fight multiple enemies much at all.
And, might have also helped if the map had any sort of markers on it to show you, yeah, this is generally where you're supposed to be.
Well, no, you do actually have a map, but I never use it. Like, it's not the problem that...
Is it Hagrid?
Not exactly, but I'm a friend of Hagrid's.
Hagrid has never sent men into a hollow before.
Hagrid's in trouble. That's why I've come.
In trouble?
They think up at the school that Hagrid's been setting a something on students. They've taken him to Azkaban.
But that was years ago. Everyone thought that I was the monster that dwells in the Chamber of Secrets. They thought Hagrid had opened the chamber and set me free, which was why he was expelled from Hogwarts.
So you didn't come from the Chamber of Secrets?
No, I come from a distant land, and Hagrid cared for me. The girl who was killed 50 years ago was discovered in a bathroom, and I have not seen any of the castle apart from the cupboard I grew up in.
If it wasn't you who killed that girl, then what did kill her?
We shall not speak of it.
I'll just go then.
Go? I think not.
But...
I cannot deny my children fresh meat.
And here is where the level just hits clusterfuck.
Why is this a boss fight in every game?
Oh,
First, this is a level actually, before this is going to be a boss fight. And a very annoying one at that.
Oh, good.
Because most of the spiders will respawn.
Bro.
What's good to know is that if you do happen to like fall off the edge, which happens to me, or like get yourself super killed, the game will respawn you somewhere around where you died, and all of the chests with frogs will still be like full again.
I give you that much.
Yep. It's too bad the auto aiming on Incendio does not work quite so well.
Like it does on torches.
Exactly. This would be quite handy.
That's why it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I guess. It didn't stop them from programming it that way in the remake of the first game. Okay, here I want to get some extras, which possibly are scattered across the other ledge. You really can't tell what is what anymore.
No.
There's just a little bit too much to, like, all of this fluff around here. And there literally is nothing here.
It's a waste of your time.
And what's worse is, since all of those spiders respawn, it's actually hard to guess where you have already been if you've lost your way.
I can tell you're just like, well, shit.
Well, shit, what am I doing? Where am I going? Which way did I go? Which way did I not go? Why is this just a frog? I don't need a frog. I'll eat it anyway because it's already here.
And eat it while you're falling. That's some technique there, Harry.
And here I was like, where am I now? What am I doing? Was this where I came from? It looks like where I came from. Is this really where I came from? Am I supposed to be back there? And what you're actually supposed to do is not deal with those spiders and light this on fire. And he'll throw baby spiders at you.
Who uses children as projectiles?
Exactly. And here I get like, oh wait, there is one other one on the other side where I was. Was I supposed to pick it up? And then I died.
Whoops.
Actually, you're not supposed to have picked it up. And what's really nice is that even if you die, all of the ones that you have set on fire will still be on fire. Actually.
Good.
And all of the frogs that you have opened will be unopened. So it's actually pretty nice. It's pretty nicely put together. However, you know, I don't know this at this point in time, or if I knew this at any like in the past when I was playing through this game before, I forgot about it. So I'm still going to go through this. I'm just going back and making sure that everything, you know, is intact. And also, I'm not exactly sure if this like keeps true to like picking up whatchamacallit, picking up the cards. Probably doesn't.
Yeah, probably.
This is some grade A bullshit right here. They can drop right on top of you.
Screw it, just run through them.
Just fuck everything. It's not worth it. It really isn't. There's
This
also
is one of the few times where a linear level would be horrible.
Yeah, it's mostly because it's kind of dark. And I mean, this level isn't like non-linear. It just has a confusing layout. Mostly due to how dark everything is, and you know, you're not exactly sure if you have collected everything and whatnot.
Right. Now you're back where you started.
Yes. And that way I know that how did I miss this frog? Fuck everything.
Screw it. Just
I
leave.
don't need you, frog.
You don't know everything about my life, frog.
These green spiders are the worst. They're like Stephanie.
Or Shauna.
Not quite so bad.
Uh,
But yeah, what's nice about these is that every time you do set one on fire, it will unlock the path. Or rather, you unlock the path by setting them on fire. So from this point onwards, the level is actually a lot less confusing. It's just that first area that's a real clusterfuck. Still, it's pretty annoying with how many enemies there are, and you know, your inability to properly dispatch them. Couldn't jump right there.
let's try again.
Well, you never know. Remember
Only you
that
had the spring spell.
remember how the jumping, that one jumping puzzle in the Spongify challenge, you know, the one that
Yes.
that totally did not look like you should be able to make it, and when you do make it, it still does not look like you're making it.
Right.
But yeah, here I'm worrying about nothing, because actually the entrance to that section above is a little bit further. But you know, there is now coming back from there, from when you jump over to the other side. So I wanted to make sure.
Right.
It's a good thing I did make sure, because it is actually a card. I'm not 100% certain if like these cards are most certainly missable because you can never come back here. But I'm pretty sure that remember that section of cards at the store where Fred and George were like, or like Harry was, how much is this card? And they didn't, and he doesn't even say what this card is. I think that section is specifically made for all of the cards you have missed in the story mode. And this section is pretty interesting because every time you touch one of those things, a new spider spawns. You can try to sneak past it, but the better way is to just run through it, because you will trigger them regardless. And there are also spiders prancing about regardless. And they will respawn even after you kill them. So yeah, don't bother. kind of snipe them from here, but yeah, you see immediately another one drops down. Just get to the other side, don't even bother.
You know, that's like the philosophy of most of this game. Don't bother with the stealth, just run.
Yeah, pretty much.
Only
for the...
had a cloak which to make myself invisible with. Oh well.
Don't be silly. Oh, and also they do make a good effort to show you that the like touching these actually does something. I don't know what happened over there, because every time you touch one, the controller vibrates. So it's not like what is even happening anymore. No, it's actually pretty obvious that whenever you touch one, the controller vibrates and one of them will drops down. But yeah, the best way is to just keep moving, because the spiders can get you very easily when you're trying to fight them, but they can't really get you when you're moving around.
You have to move slightly to the left. Can't do anything.
God damn you, frog. You are literally the worst. They didn't even need you. That cobweb seemed slightly misplaced.
Just...
Oh, and now we have to deal with white spiders. What's different about white spiders? They pretty much cast Locomotor Mortis on you.
Wow.
Not quite so powerful as the one from the prefects, but yeah, this is what happens. It can be dangerous, and I think they also take more hits than regular spiders. So yeah, keep that in mind. Or just run.
Just keep the philosophy of running.
Just keep the philosophy of not even dealing with this.
Don't be a hero.
I mean, the world has already decided that he's the hero, so... And the camera is fixed again. Why does this happen? No, you can actually, like, first use Flipendo on the spiders in order to then later, you know, smash them with Incendio. There's hardly any point to that. And here
Oh god, we're high.
Here we have hard clumps again.
You didn't have enough to deal with.
Yeah. Sadly, we can't set those things on fire as far as I know. Maybe we can, but like it takes too long. And just as before, the best way to deal with them, pick one up, run along. And now this is mean.
Yeah.
Incendio!
You can actually get rid of all of them. It's just that here, one of them just fell down from the side, and I was like, oh, so they respawn. Except they don't. It's just this one. And I fell down. I fell down together with him. But yeah, you can get rid of all of them, or like at the very least most of them, and you just do that because otherwise it's gonna be very, very annoying. He's really good at this bullet hell business. Thankfully, the sound effects help. At least you know immediately if they have died.
Right.
Because I sure as hell have not seen what happened there. I just have one more to go. Now don't get too far ahead of yourself, because there are a few treasure chests around here, and they're completely missable. One of them, I believe, is just a frog, and the other one is a card.
I'm glad the spider's nicer enough for you to do your pose.
Mm-hmm. It's actually very easy to, like, I think you can actually screw yourself out of getting this card just by spamming Incendio. We'll see right now. Let's see. Does this trigger the event? Yes. So yeah, you can screw yourself out of getting a card. Just by accidentally lighting this thing on fire. And this is a fight against Aragog, and it's actually slightly better than it was on the PC. And by slightly better, I mean it's harder. But it's
You don't
also,
just have to smack him in the face constantly.
well, it's harder also because the controls aren't quite so great. And also, like, you can just keep hitting him when he's not like vulnerable. It does take a while, and it's also pretty random when he decides to be vulnerable, because he can just walk around for like a good half a minute, not doing anything. Also, his babies may attack you when you get too close to him. And sadly, you can hit him multiple times when he does his little dance.
Aww.
Thankfully, his shockwave is very slow, and you can just walk away from it. And also, the game's very nice to provide you with smashables. However, those smashables will not always contain health. They'll just be regular smashables, which just contain just about anything.
They contain cards.
No. Like just about
They
anything
contain
is...
cauldrons.
Yes.
Really?
Well, I mean... cauldron cakes, yes. The ones that restore your health. I don't think it really matters if you load up the spell or not. It seems to always be the same damage. It's really hard to actually dodge him because, like, your sideways dodge is so tiny. It's just little side.
This isn't Monster Hunter. You can't dodge roll spam your way to victory.
This isn't Bayonetta.
Or Kingdom Hearts 1.
Or Ocarina of Time. As much as it wants to be.
Right.
Yeah, there are two little spiders that will just ruin your day. Just dispatch them immediately. We don't know more. We don't need more distractions because, well, they'll take auto targeting. You know. That's about their biggest problem. Thankfully, his babies don't take priority when it comes to the auto targeting. Otherwise, this fight would be a pain.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it already takes a while. However, it's still a lot better than any of the gargoyle fights. Yes, I definitely need beans right about now.
Exactly one bean.
Come on, he wants to die. Text. Let's make it quick. And he can't. He can actually.
He doesn't know where he is right now. He's so confused.
Yeah, he's just as confused as I am. Like, his pattern's so random if he even has one. It's like one of those devices where you pull on a string and it goes like, cows go, a-diddle-do.
Yes.
And he literally,
one more.
literally has so little health that it's completely covered up by his sprite.
Come on. There we go.
Ding.
Thanks, Ron. That's close.
Ron, why aren't you in bed yet?
He'll get around it. And now, surprisingly enough, we don't actually need to, like, go back to Hogwarts to report to anybody. Just end the day.
Yep. Just be done with it.
Here I was wondering, do I really have to? No, I don't have to.